You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
KFI, Later with Mo Kelly live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. And we love sequels, or do we not love sequels? Because there are some movies, some franchises, they've probably become really long in the tooth and they may not need another sequel. And there's just some bad movies that don't deserve a sequel at all. But here, we're going to tell you about 10 upcoming movie sequels. Want to get everyone's thoughts on this as far as whether we want to see them or not. Or is it just too much? If I said, well, I am going to say, do we need another Beetlejuice?
Yes.
Mark? Oh, I think they've cut off his board. I didn't do that, Mark. I didn't do that to you. That I guess that was Stefan because he doesn't like you. What's the matter, Mark? Your mic's cut off? Let's get the camera on Mark real quick, Daniel. What's wrong, Mark? What's wrong, Mark?
Stefan.
There we go. Sorry.
Stefan, why? What happened there?
I honestly don't know. I must have done that just
It was a mistake.
Yeah.
We know which side he's on.
Mark, Beetlejuice, yes or no?
Absolutely, yes. I thought the last one was lots of fun, didn't you?
No, I'm not a Beetlejuice fan. I'm just being honest. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Twala?
I didn't see it. I didn't see the last one. I didn't like Beetlejuice that much the first time around. That's something that I was like, oh, Beetlejuice. I know the character, and you say Beetlejuice, but the character was annoying and obnoxious. And that it was like hard to watch. I was like, dude, get this freaky thing out of here.
This is breaking your character. Usually I'm the one who wouldn't like something like this.
That's kind of shocking, too. I'm thinking that also.
Beetlejuice was not my jump off.
Okay,
no.
all right.
Mm-mm.
Do you want to see a Toy Story 5?
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Yep. Sign me up.
I don't think I do.
I do.
Wouldn't cross the street for it.
I was fine with we spoke to John Ratzenberger for Toy Story 4. Mm-hmm. At that point, I was pretty much done. I feel like, how many times can you end the story of the kid growing up and his toys?
No, here's my thing. As a lifetime toy collector, I love the idea of this story. I want to see more. I want to see where they can go beyond Woody and Buzz. I want to see where they go.
Like the third one was like almost a perfect ending.
Perfect ending.
But I did like 4.
Yeah, see? Yeah.
See, that's the thing. Now we're getting to multi-generational toys being passed on, and I don't know if toys in this portion of the 21st century still make sense.
But that's
in the same way.
It's about the kids.
All right, let me ask you this. Are your kids going to play with dolls in the way that you have, not action figures, but dolls? You have Andy, which is a doll.
Yes, Andy is a doll. Yes.
Okay, Buzz Lightyear is a toy that probably doesn't have any type of
This appeals to when my children, who are way past the age of toys, when they like toys. Yes, my daughter loved dolls. She loved Barbies and dolls and all that. My son loved Thomas the Train and all those little action figure things. They actually liked the Toy Story toys, Slinky and Woody, and they liked all this stuff. So I'm like, this is cool for them.
Wait. Now, when were they playing with them?
When they were kids. And
how old's your son now?
My son is 18, but you know what? He'd want to see this. He would absolutely want to see this.
All right.
Yes.
The Resurrection of the Christ.
What? No.
Oh yeah, Mel Gibson's.
Yep.
What's it? It's the second one called
The Passion of the Christ, the first one. This is the Resurrection of the Christ.
Passion 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Yes.
Number 7 on this list would be Roadhouse 2.
Why?
Oh, another Jake Gyllenhaal one? No way.
Yeah.
Well,
it is.
Is it with him?
Yes, with Jake Gyllenhaal.
So it clearly did well then.
That doesn't mean it was good.
50 million viewers.
Look, here's the problem. Here's the problem. You can't go town to town murdering, killing, blowing places up at dive bars. He can't go to another town with all the murder that's following him from the first Roadhouse.
Can't do it.
Stop it.
So this is criticism from more of a legal perspective than a film going one.
Well, it was a bad movie, though. Here's the thing.
No, it was.
They called it Roadhouse. Why? Because it wasn't a Roadhouse.
No, it should have been Road Apple. It was terrible.
And you can't have Jake Gyllenhaal, who is, to your point, a known figure in MMA, continue to beat up people and never get sued.
You just can't.
Okay? You can't have it if it was just a random person like Dalton, all right, in today's world. But to have a known MMA fighter doing it as well, it just makes no sense. And what made Roadhouse so good was it fit for 1989, whatever it was. Not in 2025. You can't repeat that.
J.C. Penney is coming to town because of me.
Wait, let's ask Carnisha real quick. Have you seen that movie?
No, I have not.
Knew it.
Don't do this again.
Literally,
It wasn't on
it's
BET.
almost like you're sitting next to me. You have a knife in your hand.
Stop.
You're just stabbing me. Just
I got the 7-Eleven. I got the 7-Eleven.
J.C. Penney's coming because of me, the photomat? Brad Wesley means nothing to you, does it? Oh, my goodness.
Well, it's also not Roadhouse without Sam Elliott. He made that movie.
It's not Roadhouse without Patrick Swayze either.
Yeah, true enough. The remake wasn't very good at all.
I mean, you really don't have anyone from that cast. If they at least had a cameo from the first one, I would be more inclined to accept it. It's like, okay, it's been endorsed by one of the original cast members.
Who's even still alive besides Kelly Lynch?
Sam Elliott.
No,
Oh, I guess he is.
Yeah.
Sorry.
The one that he's mentioned.
Well, he's getting up there. I mean,
Yeah,
he was
but
in the
also-
original Mission Impossible. He's getting up there in years now.
No, with the exception of that, I think all of the hoodlums are dead. I'm being serious.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ben Gazzara's gone.
But you could have like some
Tiny's
of the
dead.
you could have some of the people that he trained. Like, yeah, I worked under Dalton. It could be like a whole thing of like Dalton is dead and we're carrying on the
Passing the
legend.
baton.
No, I know they can tie it in, but I would want to see actual people like.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Keith David had a bit part in the movie.
He could be the one that's opening up the bar now.
Yeah.
Times have changed. They could go in and be like, "Yay, my man!" He's like, "Times have changed. Now I've got the bar."
I doubt it.
No,
If you're still tending bar at 80 years
no.
old.
That's why I said he owns the bar.
Okay.
Now.
He owns the double deuce.
He owns the double deuce.
Dogma. I would say yes.
Yes.
I like the first one. I did.
Yeah. That story ended with like I wonder what happens next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would reach out to Kevin Smith and say, hey, what's the timeline on
You had
this?
him on, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
What is this all about, Patrick Swayze? Dirty Dancing, too. No.
Now
No.
they are doing that, and to me, I'm
No.
like, didn't that town learn its lesson the first time?
It's like trying to do another Footloose. You just can't.
Yeah.
Number 4 on this list is The Ice Road 2, Road to the Sky. I don't remember The Ice Road.
Yes.
I don't.
That is a good movie.
What do you know about movies? You haven't seen Roadhouse.
Wait, you talking
But
about
I've
knows
seen
good.
this one.
But
This one
she-
is really good.
but she
Really,
knows
really
Ice
good.
Road.
the Ice Road? What
Ice
the
Road.
What is
Road?
that?
Oh, that's with Liam Neeson.
Oh, that's why I didn't
In
see
the
it.
trunks.
That's why I didn't see it.
That's the one with Lawrence Fishburne, who died in the first one.
Yes.
Yeah, see, I watch nothing that has Liam Neeson in it, so
That's why he doesn't know.
yeah, sorry.
Not even Taken.
No,
Here's what I'm saying. Here's the thing. I found out about the true Neesons after Taken. I found out what lies
after.
in his heart
Yeah.
after. I will never go back.
Blue Streak 2. Hells no.
What is Blue Street?
Blue Streak
That's
with Martin
with-
Lawrence.
Martin Lawrence,
The that's not the train one, is it?
Isn't this the one where he got beat up?
He's
by
a
the
cop, right?
He's a cop.
But he's not a real cop.
Right, he's a fake cop.
Yeah, he's a fake cop.
He's a fake cop.
And weren't they like Metro cops or something?
I don't know, but it was bad.
That doesn't
It was
need.
bad.
I mean, it wasn't bad, but doesn't need a second one.
Doesn't need it. It's almost like, what was the one he was like a knight?
Oh, yeah, I remember that. I forgot. I think it's literally called like Night, Day, or Night.
Something like that.
Something Night. Yeah, I know.
He
what
goes
you're
back to
talking
like to
back in the medieval times.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Okay.
Spring Breakers, Salvation Mountain. I didn't see the first one.
Oof.
That's one of those independent A24.
It was. It was weird.
Yeah. The young people would see that. The
Yeah.
young people.
And
That's the Harmony Korine one. Yeah, that's kind of messed up.
Yeah.
I can't imagine a sequel to
That exactly.
hey, Mark, The Return of the Living Dead.
That's, I think, John Russo and the one that was played for comedy and not George Romero. I was not a fan of that.
There's going to be Trash's Revenge, the Return of the Living Dead universe.
Yeah, I'm not so crazy about the George Romero night, dawn, day movies. Those are good. And the quality kind of declines as he goes on. Mm. But night and dawn, you can't go wrong with those ever.
Ever?
Ever.
Okay. All right. If you say so.
And some barbecue. Some ribs.
What do you know about barbecue, half black man?
Oh, you want to tell me about music again? You want to get into that?
Yeah, let's do that.
We don't have time, but when we come back.
When you tell us what you did as a youth and all of your hoodlinism.
You can't impose conditions on me being right about Fats Domino.
What's the name of the show?
We got to go. What's the name of the newscast? We got to.
No,
do
real
KFI 24 hour.
No, but real quick, the movie was Pedro just teams me.
Uh-huh.
It's literally called Black Knight. That was the night movie.
Black Knight.
Okay. Yeah, Black Knight.
That was so bad.
Yeah,
he like fell in a moat at an amusement park or something.
He goes like back in time or something. Yeah.
So it's like a Connecticut Yankee with Martin Lawrence.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that. No. If you haven't seen it, do not seek it out.
Negative.
KFI AM 640 live everywhere in the iHeartRadio app.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
KFI Later with Mo Kelly. We're live on YouTube, Instagram, and the iHeartRadio app. And I get a lot of trolling from folks when I tell them I've never been to a drive-in movie in memory. In other words, my parents told me about the times they would take me to the drive-in with my sister because they didn't get a babysitter. But I don't have any firsthand memory of ever going to a drive-in movie theater.
They're so much fun.
No, here they are.
You ever gone as an adult?
No, I have not. I have not. And if only because I think I've always preferred the in-theater experience. The idea of just sitting in my car, it doesn't sound comfortable to me. Now, but I was single for most of my life, so that really wasn't a consideration. And there weren't any real drive-in theaters around me. I'm trying to think. There was one in the Carson area, and I think did the Rhodium have one?
I'm trying to remember. I can't remember.
Know. I think one of the swap meets.
Daniel says yes.
Yes. Okay. So the Rhodium had one, but I never went. And I hear, to Mark's point, great things about them. But what if I told you about a drive-in theater in Vermont, which is massive, and people drive up to it, and there are houses close enough where if you're in your own backyard, and if you go to our YouTube simulcast, you can see it right now, you can watch movies from your own backyard. If you've ever been to Chicago, and I know Mark knows something about this, there are folks who will watch the Chicago Cubs games on top of their apartment buildings because it's within eyeshot of the field.
I was always fascinated by those buildings and what their rent must be.
Oh, it has to be through the roof because that's an added feature.
Yeah.
The problem with this is this movie theater, this drive-in movie theater, the owners of the drive-in theater are telling residents that unless they pay for the movie, to not hang out in their backyard.
Avert your eyes.
Wait a minute, well, you're telling me I gotta go inside or something? The movie's playing, and if I sit in my backyard in my lawn chair with a beverage and some snacks, you're telling me you're gonna walk by my fence and say, "Hey, you go inside"?
That is exactly what this movie theater is trying to do. They're saying that if you are not paying for the movie and you're in your backyard watching it, you're in effect stealing from us.
No. You are ruining my night. I'm trying to chill in my house. You got this bright screen blazing in my backyard. What do you want me to do?
Look, I don't know what to tell you, Tuala, but this fool who owns the movie theater is threatening to sue anyone who watches the movie from their backyard in plain view. In plain view.
I mean, is his movie theater fireproof or something? I don't understand those threats because that can all go up in a blaze.
Now, there is a law where it's saying like you cannot build a contraption. In other words, to make viewing it easier. Like you can't put up a deck which is so high, which allows you a better view of it. But if you're just in your backyard, no, I pay for this. This is my house. This is my backyard. I wish a motherfucker would try to tell me when I can and can't go in my backyard. Unless I want to entertain people. Look, no one told you to place that movie theater in view of my backyard.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Nope.
Also, you'd think with drive-ins being nearly extinct now, somebody owning one of the few remaining ones wouldn't do anything to make bad will with the public.
Look, if he wants to, that's his business. But I know there is no way in the world. This is one of those fights that if I were a homeowner, we're going to have this fight.
Yeah.
We're going to go to court. I would love for you to make the argument that I cannot go in my backyard and look out over my wall and see whatever I can see. And if your movie screen just happens to be there, so be it. Because clearly the houses predated the movie theater.
Plus, how would they enforce it?
Well, he's talking about suing them. That's the thing.
Oh,
that would be the enforcement mechanism.
Okay. I'm going to countersue for disturbing my peace, for noise pollution, for being an aceola to the 10th degree. Look, I promise you don't do that. As Carnisha would say, don't do that. Okay, don't do that. We're gonna have problems.
One of the homeowners said this past weekend, a few of us family members were over and we had our chairs out on the deck and Grandpa had burgers on the grill. We were about ready to watch the movie when the owner of the drive-in came to the edge of the property line. This wasn't just a neighborly hello. The owner then told us the movie was for paying customers only. This left us quite perplexed, and in order to avoid any confrontation, my grandparents canceled movie night. I wouldn't cancel anything.
I would have said, stay your arse at the property line. Come across the property line. You're going to find out what happens when you trespass on my property.
You can't tell. Look, if light is coming over the property line, if you don't want me to watch it, then have an enclosed theater.
Yeah, you're telling me I can't be out in my backyard cooking and hanging out with the family? With some lawn chairs?
You are more than welcome to erect a fence, whatever the building code will allow you to put in that zoning area. I guess it's a mixed zone because you have business and houses.
And make sure you do it on your side of the property.
That's right. That's right. This is real simple.
Look, it'll get thrown out of court.
Now, okay, but no, seriously, Mo, you have to go to drive. The last one I went to, and we've been there a few times, is the Paramount Drive-In. There's one in Glendale, the Electric Dusk, I believe, in Glendale. It's really, really nice. Really nice. And it is a fun time. You may not know, but it's a fun time. Chilling in the car, just watch a movie. It's such a throwback to yesteryear. It is just fun, man.
DK Fuel in the YouTube chat says, it's like telling people in Anaheim they can't enjoy the Disneyland fireworks. Pretty much.
That's a great point.
Yeah, it's up in the air. I mean, you're not doing anything special to see it. Or put it this way. I live close enough to SoFi Stadium that there's sometimes I can hear what's going on at SoFi Stadium. Are you going to try to charge me for tickets because I can hear Beyonce?
Charge you for Beyonce?
Shaking her ass 3 miles away?
Send them money. You must send them money.
And this is something that we grew up dealing with in Pasadena. We had friends who lived near the Rose Bowl, not along the hillside, but close up in the neighborhood, where if there was someone who was there playing, for Samantha Granberry, Samantha.
I know Samantha. Mm-hmm.
Her mother's house is just down the street from the Rose Bowl, and several times we used to go there and be able to see the fireworks and all that, just standing on top of the hill. Now the Rose Bowl, they start lowering the fireworks into the bowl. But that's that's just to your detriment, because now the fireworks show isn't fresh.
If you live, for those who live in the Inglewood area, you'll know this. If you live near Darby Park, which backs up right next to SoFi Stadium, there are plenty of apartments. There are plenty of houses. I imagine you can hear everything of every concert which is going on at SoFi Stadium. SoFi Stadium is not completely enclosed. It's not like the Kia Forum or the YouTube Theater, which is enclosed. SoFi is pretty open air. It has like kind of a Coliseum style opening with pillars. So the sound goes out. I mean, I can only imagine them trying to tell people that they have to pay some sort of fee each night they have a concert there. And I know the drive-in movie theater, to the point of, yeah, it's an expiring business model and you need all the help you can get. And I know he wants to get all the money that he can get, but you cannot tell the people who are, it's not like they were outside of their backyard and on your property. Yeah. They're in their backyard.
Yeah.
And if they were going to spend money on your business, they're never going to spend money on your business now.
Yeah, I would literally organize a community meeting, a community town hall, and we would vote to have the drive-through closed down for being a nuisance to the neighborhood.
Yeah, there's probably some sort of noise ordinance that it has to be in violation of, because like I said, I don't know about the zoning. It may be mixed zoning, but if you're hearing a movie, let's say at 11 o'clock at night, because clearly the people who are in their backyard don't need any assistance to hear or see the movie.
Yeah.
Don't need any.
Yeah, they're not tuning into the signal like you. When you're in your car, they say, turn to radio station 1580 or whatever, and you'll be able to hear it. No, they're just like in the backyard, like, okay, chilling.
And what if you're someone who's like working a graveyard shift, or you have to get up super early?
Yeah, all of that. Hopefully this will actually go to court, because I would love to see how this plays out. But I don't see in any world where this drive-in theater actually wins.
Case will get tossed.
You think so?
Yep.
I would be more of the mindset to countersue, because if you take me to court, I have to countersue, just because I have to get a lawyer. I have to deal with this, and it may get tossed, but still I have to actually fight it in court, because it wouldn't be small claims. It'd probably be big boy court. So yeah, I would have to countersue. And I would countersue for thousands and thousands of dollars. It would have to be punitive so it doesn't happen again.
And that's the thing. The drive-in operators, they don't have any money.
That's why, partly why they're asking for this money, but they don't have a leg to stand on in this one.
Oh, and by the way, this just in, the Glendale one's closed for the season.
For the season? Well, the Paramount has got to be open, Mark.
I'll check on that.
Yeah, the Paramount's got to be open.
It's Later with Mo Kelly, KFI AM640 live everywhere in the iHeartRadio app.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM640.
Now on Later with Mo Kelly, Mark talks about movies and TV, pontificates about pop culture. Rahner Report with Mark Rahner. Mark Rahner right now. Mark Rahner right now. Mark Rahner.
It's Later with Mo Kelly on KFI AM 640, live everywhere on the iHeart app. I'm Mark Rahner. This is the Rahner Report. Now, I wasn't about to watch the new Karate Kid movie opening this weekend, and I have no intention of talking about it except for this right now, right here. We know everything we're going to know about it, and if you're going to see it, you're going to see it. But I went into a little horror film called Bring Her Back, more or less blind. Hadn't even seen the trailer. All I knew is that it was from the people who did a respectable little horror movie called Talk to Me 3 years ago, the Philippou brothers, Danny and Michael, and I got my hair blown back. Here's just a little bit of the trailer.
We're going to put you with a foster mum called Laura. You're going to love her.
Oh, welcome to your new home. This is my daughter's room. I want to show you something else. This way.
You stuffed one.
I know I'm a weirdo.
Little girl touches a stuffed dog.
How did you cope with Kathy being gone?
I didn't.
How did you cope with your daughter being gone? I didn't. Bring Her Back. If you say bring her back like get her done, it doesn't sound so scary. It's a little Australian horror story starring Sally Hawkins, who you might remember from The Shape of Water as the nice lady who gets it on with the fish man. She's not so nice in this. Here's the one-line description. A brother and sister uncover a terrifying ritual at a secluded home of their new foster mother, and that doesn't even begin to cover it. I'm not even sure this is a review so much as a warning. This isn't a dopey date night horror flick like that awful Final Destination movie I reviewed here a couple weeks ago. It's not a bloody good time, as some of the hack critics called that. It's messed up. It's disturbing. It's transgressive. Shocking horror for people who are into movies like Hereditary or Midsummer and some ocular trauma. I was a child protective services worker about a lifetime ago, and I can tell you, having placed some kids in foster care, that's frightening enough without the supernatural element. Let me put it this way. There was just one couple in the late night screening with me last night, and they were blabbing really loud in the first part of the movie, and I gave them a shh, but I wasn't sure they heard it. And I was, as I was thinking about yelling at them to shut the F up and waiting to see what they did, I realized the movie was so unsettling that it had shut them the F up. A little more about it. After their father dies, a boy who's about to turn 18 in 3 months and his younger sister who's vision impaired, not blind, impaired, they get placed in a foster home. And their new foster mom goes from being quirky to something a lot worse fast. She's still grieving her dead daughter, and she's got a mute little boy who can't be trusted with the cat, can't go outside a big white circle surrounding the house. In horror movies, circles around things are to keep terrible things in or to keep them out. Kids often ruin horror movies and pretty much everything else, let's be honest. But this is possibly the creepiest kid I've ever seen in a movie. The new boy and his sister just want a place to stay for the 3 months till he turns 18, and then they'll move out and he'll take care of her. But they're not going to make it 3 months. And I don't want to tell you a lot more than that in terms of plot specifics. It's a bit of a slow burn with building dread punctuated by some seriously shocking incidents. I'm pretty case hardened as a horror fan, but one of these made me jump. Another one made me say Jesus out loud in the theater. So now that couple probably wanted to tell me to shut the F up. And when things really get going, you're in the hands of some talented sadists who crank up the discomfort and the sickness so high you might want to leave. It's not an easy watch, which is a major compliment for a movie like this. It's easily one of the best horror movies of this year so far. I'd say it's tied with Sinners for best, but it's such a different, smaller, nastier, more traumatizing experience that you can't really compare the two. I think David Cronenberg would watch Bring Her Back and think, what's wrong with the guys who made this? The guys who made it, the Philippou brothers, get so much done with a little $4.5 million budget that it's inspiring. I can't wait to see what they do when a studio throws some actual money at them to play with, and they will. Do not bring your kids to this movie. Do not bring your grandparents. Do not bring anyone decent. This is nightmare fuel. It's about grief and child abuse and protective love and possession and what you do to get back someone whose loss absolutely tortures you. And you won't be able to shake it off, right, when you walk out of the theater into the fresh air either. This one stuck with me. Sally Hawkins, terrific as the foster mom, but the scary little boy upstages everyone. Give this kid either an Oscar or a bowl of raw meat. But that's not the pull quote. Here's your pull quote, publicist. Bring Her Back made me want to cry into a puddle of my own vomit. Can't wait to see it again with a full audience so I can watch them. I can't predict how much Bring Her Back is going to make because it's strong stuff. But I often see lists on Reddit of most disturbing horror films, and all the usual suspects are on it. Cannibal Holocaust, Hereditary, like I mentioned up top, the original French version of Martyrs, a Serbian film, which I won't watch. If you know anything about that one, you'll understand why. I think Bring Her Back is going to become a permanent fixture on those lists. We may have a new cult classic here, Mo. When are you and Tawala and Fush and I going to go see this together?
You sold me.
Really?
Man.
Yeah.
Already cult classic.
I think possibly. Yeah. Yeah, it's that good. But like I said, it's some serious business. And I looked at some of the objections to the movie by critics who panned it, and there aren't very many who do. Mm-hmm. Their main objection seems to be that it's just too unpleasant. A horror movie that's too unpleasant. It did its job too well.
Well, the fact that you compared it, or you brought up Serbian film, I'm like, okay, you sold me.
Well, I haven't seen that. And like I said, that's one of the few that I won't because it's kind of a touchy subject for me, especially as a former CPS worker. But if you're looking for a light, enjoyable horror film, it is not this one. I mean, there's a time and a place for everything. This is when you're in the mood for something a little extra spicy. I compare movies to food a lot. This is not comfort food. Also, hence a little dad bod here on my part. There's your Rahner report, Mo.
Wow. That was succinct.
Well, we were short on time.
No, did I not say before the segment, take as much time as you need, or you can carry it over into the next segment?
I think people know everything they need to know about this. I went in without knowing much at all, and I'm glad that I did. And in fact, I just told a couple of my horror friends, see this, don't read anything, don't watch the trailer, tell me what you think when you're shuffling out traumatized.
See, I'm not a big fan of today's horror. I'm not a big fan of the genre overall because I don't need anything impacting my sleep. I don't need to be traumatized. I don't need to jump out of fear. I don't like any of those feelings at all.
That's why I want you to go with me and Tawala. It's fun to watch people watch horror films that you've already seen.
Nah. No, I'll pass. I'll take your word for it.
No, I don't watch horror.
Yeah.
No, I do not watch horror.
I don't believe the two of you are dirty cowards. I think we're going to all see it together.
It's not a...
You're going to grip my arms in terror. It'll be fun.
Nope.
No, I'll pass. Maybe Stefan will go with you.
I would.
There you go. You got a date.
Yeah, Stefan, he's got some nerve when it comes to watching movies. He's asked me about a few, and I've made some recommendations.
He's challenging our manhood. Like that reverse psychology is actually going to work.
Look, hey, you know what? Go for self. Nothing is going to make me jump up and say, "What? How dare you? I'm watching it now." No, no, sir. No, sir. No gauntlet can be thrown that's going to get me to see some sick, twisted, fetish film for teen shut-ins or whatever the hell it's about.
I understand. I understand the two of you are very sensitive, and we can go to a break real fast so the two of you can go pee sitting down. It's fine.
I almost cussed.
Wow.
Wow. Mother almost
now.
came out my mouth so fast. Say,
attention, FCC.
Okay,
mother, father, say what?
Daniel cut off his camera. Stefan cut off his mic. We're going to go meet him in the studio real quick.
I think it's a hallway. Unfiltered.
Okay, let's take this. Okay, we're going to take this to the hallway.
I have work to do.
Okay, well, we'll just bring it in the newsroom then.
I'm locking the door.
Better.
Oh crap! The door doesn't have a lock.
More informing, more engaging, more stimulating. KFI
and KOST HD2.
Los Angeles, Orange County.
Live